Koi, part 2. 5:34 in the morning West Coast time, still the 11th of June, 2024. It's Tuesday. How you doing, Reverend? We were John C. Roseman, California. Okay, I just brought back Mama, and I was trying to save my blue chucks. Pads. Those things come in handy a long time ago and still now. Anyway, I was talking about Mama, and I was talking about David being chemically addicted. Dave was going through a lot of emotional distress during the military and after it because it became more and more apparent. One thing about combat stress is one thing, but other things personally happened to him that caused a lot of traumatic changes in him that later on he had to have chemicals to calm himself down and push away nightmares. I'd seen how David became so addicted to the pills that he needed them more and more to chase away the mental demons. It terrified me, it scared me, it pissed me off at the same time. I kept telling myself, I'll never be like Mama and David. I won't be experimented on. I won't be a damn lab rat. But I know I need the doctors to keep my own mortal corpse going, but it scares the hell out of me that I'm going to have to be dependent upon drugs for the rest of my life to keep the mortal corpse moving and motivated. If you're healthy, you still need the damn chemicals to keep balancing you out. And I hate to be the, you know, turned into a damn lab rat. I've been that way as a young kid. No, thank you. Poked, prodded, stabbed. Let's try this. Let's try that. No, I don't want it, but I have to take it anyway because mommy tells me to. Or the doctors will yell at me for not being a cooperative kid. You're talking about getting traumatic left and right on these damn things. I had to fight the current medical establishment just to say, yeah, you guys gave me PTSD. Thank you very much. And call me white lab coat syndrome. Pain in the asses. But I still need these educated idiots, white lab coats, turning me into a damn guinea pig. My body is going through changes. I still have to talk to them about it. And I'm not liking it either. I'm liking some of the things I have to keep pushing myself through. Yeah, about the blue checks. Long time ago. When we were taking care of Grandma and she was disabled at home. Uh, we were we were told by the hospital and by the doctors that we needed to get absorbing pads. If Grandma was going to be getting into a situation, we at least, and there was some kind of leakage or something like that, we needed to have the absorbing pads um, under my grandmother all the time. We would have a draw sheet. We would have the pads surrounded by draw sheet, and we would have to roll Grandma to and fro to have the pads removed and put fresh pads underneath her. She hated it, but we had to do it anyway. Kept saying, "Sorry, Grandma, but we got to change the pads again." "Oh no, don't do that, dears, please." "Grandma, we don't want you to get bed sores on this one or anything." Oh, she had a stroke a long time ago. A lot of videos on this one here. Half her body wasn't working, and the other half was because of the brain. It was a massive stroke. It hit her. Memories screwed up, mobility. I saw her vibrant woman at one time, and then next thing I see, she's a. Oh, it just upset the living crap out of me. Teenager at the time, going through junior high and high school, and seeing her grandmother do this. How the hell am I not supposed to feel and take care of that? Good Lord. It was just too damn much for a kid to take in, but I still had to take it in anyway. still miss her these days. I see the things happen, and I saw some of the pictures. I remember seeing Grandma in her bedroom, in a hospital bed, catheter. Just to see her grandmother go through her last days like that. But she was Grandma, and I loved her a great deal. Hard as hell to deal with her, Rev, I tell you. Tomorrow I get to deal with my therapist on a lot of other things, other than dealing with the memories of Grandma. But even that kind of haunts me a great deal. You talk about challenging your faith and trusting God. I didn't know what the hell to think about God during those days. I really didn't. The hell was you doing this shit to David, me, and Ma and Grandma? What did we deserve it for? Why? Training? Training for what? Dealing with Mama and Dave during those days? Different things, different times, but still. A caregiver to both of them. I didn't want Grandma to be that way. I wanted her to get better, but I didn't understand strokes. I was learning about it every single day, and I just didn't realize it. When you're dealing with a person who's stroked out, I mean with a massive one, half the brain goes fuzzled and the other portion of the brain still works and trying to maintain a body. It's just too much for it, but it adapts. I can't say for much for a teenager trying to figure this stuff out and can't understand why his grandmother went nuts. I guess I'd have to tap into some kind of energy force during those days. For me, I was so damn enclosed with myself. I had problems trying to deal with God. Why would God keep doing this? I think I was more angry with him about that one. Me being a Democrat means I don't have faith, I don't have trust, I don't have belief in God. Yeah, I thought God was pissed off at us for some reason or another. What did I do to piss him off this time? What was so bad that we had to go through this thing? And some of the family would come, try to help us out maybe for a day. We're lucky. We'd get help from other family, other friends of the family, extended family, I should call them. But it was just basically Ma and me, and then when Dave came out of the military, through his own violation and through the Navy's violation. Long stories. I mean, hell, it's hard enough dealing with a guy who's drugged out sometimes and dealing with alcohol. And Ma dealing with a candy fix like crazy. You can't touch her candy unless you're going to be going to San Quentin for murder. Well, you don't touch Mama's candy unless you've got a death wish. She'd pick out her own candy, certain candies that she would eat. She would be able to eat. You didn't touch them. No. You eat your own candy. You don't touch tobacco candy. No, 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 no. One guy found out the hard way. But no, Ma wasn't that kind of a person that would go after a person and just say, shall we dance? No, it's like you don't piss off the mother. Mm-mm. Some things you just didn't mess around with her. And messing with her candy during those days, this is the reason why we all went to 12-step in the first place in different times in our lives. Powerless over people, places, things, and events. How about food addictions? How about chemical addictions? How about alcoholic? And in those days, getting into the program, you really had to admit that you really were powerless over whatever you were going through. That there was a force out there You call the higher power or be in charge of your life from that day forward. You learn how to believe that there was a God of your own choosing, your own understanding. Or maybe God wanted it this way. I don't know. But these days, Reverend, I'm trying to lean on him more and more. I just haven't been doing the ritual prayers, trying to tell him that I appreciate him a great deal. I don't say that enough to him. I know he's probably still ticked off on me on that one. And I don't blame the guy. I don't blame God for that one. I'd still like to have some kind of recognition that he matters a great deal, and so is his word. And if I don't keep up with that one, I know I'm going to get my ass reamed on that one. I don't want to do that to God. I don't treat him as second class. I'd rather be the second class. I'd rather be the baggage car compartment. God's done so much, and I don't even give him enough praise or thanks on it. At least I had the time necessary with my mother and my grandmother and my family. I guess I mourn what I had lost a lot, and I am not looking forward to the future at this point. Maybe I should have. I had pushed away all the feelings I had, everything I went through. Sometimes there's no words for it, Reverend. I can't find the adequate words, and yet I'm supposed to be an English major in college, right? Give me a friggin' break. Sometimes there are no words for emotions that are worse than dealing with Neapolitan ice cream. Hold on. What, honey? Hang on a second. She called, I obeyed. My dog right now is the most important thing right now I'm taking care of. I have to devote my energies taking care of her. Other people may not feel the same way about their dogs, but I do. I was talking about that dead guy, right? In the last video. How everything else is neurochemicals. Well, let it be neurochemicals for them. For me, it's the things I still have to experience and go through anyway. And we were also talking about his lordship to Trump. And how he feels that conservative, like a Democrat says, not of religion. I'm religious. Well, not for the organization, but for a faith and belief. Even if it's a power greater than myself that I call God, that can restore me to a level of sanity. Can't believe that there's a power greater than myself. Well, so what was it again? I'm going to kick myself in the ass on this one here. I don't know. First thing about the steps of AA. We admit it, we're powerless over alcohol, that our lives become unmanageable. Substitute alcohol for anything else you got in there, but it still works. 2. Came to believe that there is a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. You should be reading the 12 steps on those things. I mean, you should read the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous to really understand this one here. They've got a chapter in there about that one. I do. 4. Made searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and another human being the exact nature of our screw-ups, wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Make direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. I screwed up. 11. Sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening of the results of these steps, we carry this message to the alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Thank God for A, because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't get closer to God on that one in the first place. But still, it scares the hell out of people, even me. That there's a power greater than myself, than my own damn ego, and everything else I've got. Even in AA, there's a faith and something greater than yourself. Even could be a Nordom if you had to be. For the first times of trying to get through recovery, maybe the doorknob becomes a higher power. Or a group of people becomes a higher power of sorts, a collective group. Still, I am of faith. Judaism, Christianity. Not hip on Taoism or Hinduism, but I could, or is it even Islam? I'm hip on 12 Steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And those guys helped me out. But I was still trying to figure out how to understand God. My own way of trying to understand Him. I thought I had a few other ways, but I figure I was really lost and screwed up, Reverend. So in this pathway of mine, I'm still trying to understand how God works in my life and why He still sticks with a schmuck like me in the first place. I am a schmuck. I'm a royal schmuck. What can I say? I do schmucky things. Some people kept saying you're a worthwhile human being. Well, sometimes I'm not. But then again, who is? But I guess God can only judge us by our insights, not just the actions, but our thoughts and our intentions, everything else. That's what scares the hell out of people. Being open and honest and being able to be viewed. It's like dealing with a fluoroscope or a modified CT/MRI on you. Besides looking at every damn molecule of your body, it also looks at your soul and your mind and your thought patterns. How's that one way of looking at things? Anyway, Reverend, I'm ready to get back. I got two things screwing around with me biologically. I got a stomach that says, "Feed me, Seymour." And I got my head saying, "Why the hell are you still up? 2 hours of sleep is not enough." It's armed, it's dangerous, it's delicious, it's banana. I'll talk at you later, Reverend, when I'm possibly coherent, able to speak clearly enough, and maybe somewhat lubricated with caffeine in my system.